The smoke singed the Christians' noses, throats, and lungs, every part of them stripped raw and coated in ash. Infantrymen hacked and spat around him, struggling to maintain any kind of formation surrounding the mounted knights and sergeants. Both men and horses dipped their heads in exhaustion, backs bent, hooves barely able to carry the armoured warriors. Most of the soldiers were quiet as they marched, too weak and mouths too parched to utter a word. The only sounds among them the methodical tread of boots, jangle of ringed mail, and the soft thumps of shields upon arms and legs. Every sound was of a desperate army on the move. A dust cloud lingered over all of them, threatening to smother them in grit if the smoke and heat did not kill them first. It obscured visibility between the three hosts of the army that had broken apart from one another in a column that stretched over a mile long. A spearman stumbled and fell nearby, his coat of mail clanging with a muted thud as his shield crashed into the ground. A comrade bent over him, attempting to pull him upright, but the footmen were a brittle river that diverted around the fallen, refusing a second glance. "Get him up," Robert Cutnose said, his large frame and height domineering over these men. Bloodshot eyes stared back as if the man were 1,000 yards away. He did not know the soldier, but he bore a golden cross on his surcoat, marking him one of the king's garrison in Jerusalem. When neither man moved, he removed the scarf covering his face, revealing his dark brown beard that contrasted with his blonde hair. He stroked the scar along his nose before he repeated himself in irritation. "You don't move. You'll die." With cracked fingers, he grasped the fallen man by the surcoat and easily hauled him to his feet. "You have to keep moving." Then he shoved both awestruck men onward, not bothering to see if they followed. He had wrapped a scarf around his neck and face once more, meant to keep the dust and sun away, but wasn't sure if it worked that well. He wiped the grit from his eyes, causing him to blink, and clutched his long axe, his shield strapped on his back. On their flanks, riders lined the hazy horizon, always there watching the army struggle forward. Silhouetted horse warriors, short bows in hands, glimpses of yellow flags flapping in their midst. They had been a dangerous shadow for every step the Christian army had taken since they departed their encampment, a constant thorn in the Christians' side, their sole purpose to harass and exhaust the enemy until they could be dispatched by other means. They were the scouts of the enemy's sultan, Salah al-Din, but known to the Christians as Saladin. Saladin was ruler of the vast Ayyubid Empire, land stretching from Egypt to Upper Mesopotamia, and as far south as the tip of the Arabian Peninsula.